Hey there! I'm here to talk to you today about the importance of keeping promises, the transformative power of community, and the magic of quilts. And let me tell you, this story has all of those things. This charming town was known for its close-knit community, where neighbors looked out for one another and traditions were Imagine the quaint streets lined with maple trees ablaze with autumn colors, their leaves crunching underfoot as the townspeople went about their daily lives. But before we dive in, I have a question for you. What are your favorite childhood memories? Their bond was deep and unwavering. Their love story, a tapestry woven with shared dreams and quiet companionship. As she rummaged through the boxers stored there, she stumbled upon a treasure, a box containing Henry's old flannel shirts, their soft fabric whispering tales of a bygone era. Martha's fingers traced the worn patterns, each crease and tear becoming a story, each thread singing of a life well lived. Among them, she discovered a shirt with a vibrant red plaid, its material as soft as the memory of his embrace. This particular shirt held a special place in her heart. They came forward with pieces of fabric, each holding a silent story, each square becoming a canvas of shared experiences. Each piece reflected a promise, a dream, or a memory that held deep significance for the townspeople. She saw a piece of a firefighter's coat, representing bravery and service, a scrap of a wedding dress, whispering of love and commitment, and a faded handkerchief, telling a tale of loss and resilience. She was creating a work of art that celebrated the resilience, the unity, and the enduring spirit of Evergreen Falls. Also, please remember to leave a thumbs up on this video. It really helps us grow. The quilt, now large enough to cover her entire dining table, became a visual feast of colors, textures, and patterns, each square narrating a part of Evergreen Falls' history and identity. Seeing the quilt, with its rich tapestry of stories and symbols, Martha knew she had created something truly special, something that encapsulated the essence of her community. And stick around after this story for an additional special treat. As the townspeople dispersed, carrying the warmth of the event in their hearts, they promised to keep Martha updated on their stories. Until next time, keep dreaming big and making a positive impact on your community. You never know whose life you might touch. Thanks for watching, knowing that in sharing their experiences, they were also sharing a part of themselves. The quilt became a permanent fixture in Evergreen Falls, hung proudly in the town library, its vibrant squares visible to all. It served as a constant reminder of the power of community, the beauty of shared stories, and the enduring spirit of Evergreen Falls. The quilt grew, becoming a symbol of the town's identity, a testament to the power of shared experiences, and a tangible representation of the promises that bound them together. Neighbors and friends came carrying hot cocoa and homemade pies, their laughter echoing through the rooms as they gathered around the quilt laid out on her dining table. As the event drew to a close, Martha looked around the room at the faces that had gathered, their eyes shining with emotion. The quilt had become more than just a piece of fabric. It was a symbol of unity, a testament to their shared dreams and aspirations, and a reminder of the strength they found in their community. Each person stood to share their story, the words echoing the emotions captured in the fabric. Emily, the young mother, spoke of her promise to raise her daughter in a world filled with kindness and compassion, her voice trembling with the weight of her vow. Ben, the music teacher, shared his dream to inspire young minds and hearts through the universal language of music, his eyes shining with passion. Mrs. Delgado, the baker, reminisced about passing down her family's bread recipe, a symbol of heritage and love. Every evening, Martha sat at her sewing table, her fingers dancing over the fabric, stitching together the stories of Evergreen Falls. She envisioned a gathering where the townspeople could come together, view the quilt, and most importantly, relive the stories that had been woven into every stitch. With the support of her neighbors, Martha set a date for the event. Soon, word spread throughout Evergreen Falls, drawing residents together in anticipation. With each stitch, she felt the spirit of the town taking shape in her hands, a patchwork quilt of hopes and dreams, losses and loves. Emily, the young mother across the street, brought a piece of her baby's blanket, symbolizing the promise she had made to raise her daughter with love and care. Ben, the high school music teacher, offered a strip of his faded concert tape, whispering of his dream to teach children the language of music. Mrs. Delgado, the baker, contributed a square from her apron, promising to pass on the secrets of her famous bread to her grandchildren. It was the one he had been wearing the last time she had seen him on one of their picnics, his laughter echoing in her ears, his eyes shining with love as they shared a simple meal beneath a canopy of trees. A young boy spoke of his promise to his dog, a farmer of her devotion to the land, and a veteran of his service to his country. Martha listened, her heart swelling with the stories of her community, understanding that each square, like each life, was a tapestry of its own, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and struggle. 5 years had passed since he'd left her, leaving a void in her heart and silence in their once lively kitchen. Suddenly an idea sparked within her, as bright and enduring as the stars that adorned the night sky. Why not, she thought, create a quilt using these shirts, a quilt that would become a tribute to her late husband, a tangible reminder of their shared journey through life. More than that, she wanted to include the whole town in her project. She wanted to create a quilt not just of Henry's memory, but of Evergreen Falls itself, a quilt that would capture the essence of the town and its people, their stories, their dreams, and the promises they held dear. The ticking of the old clock above the stove was the only sound daring to break the quiet. Each tick, a tiny hammer tapping on the anvil of her solitude. Carefully, she cut squares from the fabrics, each square becoming a vessel for a story, each stitch a prayer, inviting the townspeople to participate. She hoped to create a piece of art that would not just commemorate her late husband, but also bind the community together through shared stories. In a town where maple trees lined the streets and church bells rang softly each Sunday, Martha Lee's invitation echoed through the homes of Evergreen Falls, stirring hearts and rekindling memories. As the days passed, Martha's house echoed with the soft hum of the sewing machine, its rhythm a soothing melody that filled the silence left by Henry's absence. With each square she completed, she felt a sense of purpose, a connection to Henry that transcended the boundaries of time. Share yours in the comments, because your stories might inspire others. In the process, she enjoyed canning peach, the sweet summer scent filling her kitchen and preserving the taste of sunshine. Evenings were often spent curled up by the window with a cup of steaming tea, lost in thought as she watched the sun dip below the horizon. In these moments, she would reminisce about the past, her gaze lingering on the hills beyond, the very same hills her late husband Henry had loved to explore. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's heartwarming story. Our story unfolds in the picturesque town of Evergreen Falls, nestled amidst rolling hills and vibrant forests. At the heart of Evergreen Falls was a white farmhouse standing proudly at the edge of town. It was here that Martha Lee, a woman of 72 summers, resided. Martha was a retired nurse, a testament to her dedication to healing and compassion. Her gentle touch and warm smile were well remembered by the countless lives she had touched during her career. She was also a beloved grandmother of 4, her eyes twinkling with fondness whenever she spoke of her grandchildren, their laughter echoing in her heart. Martha's days were filled with simple pleasures. She tended to her small vegetable garden with loving care, her hands finding solace in the soil, nurturing life. Henry, with his adventurous spirit, had been the love of Martha's life. One chilly autumn morning, Martha found herself drawn to the attic, its dusty air thick with memories. As she held the shirt to her chest, the faint scent of his cologne wafting from the fabric, Martha was overcome with a wave of emotion. With a mix of determination and reverence, Martha began her task. When the quilt was ready, she organized a community event. The townspeople responded with an enthusiasm that mirrored Martha's own. As Martha arranged these squares on her dining table, she noticed a pattern emerging. As she sewed, the townspeople shared their stories, their voices echoing the tales held within the fabric. In the quiet of her home, Martha began to see more than just a quilt taking shape. Now, if you're enjoying this story and you have already hit that subscribe button, so you don't miss any future videos. As the weeks turned into months, Martha's creation neared completion. Determined to share her creation with the town, she decided to organize a special event. On the day of the event, Martha's house was filled with life. Martha, with a heart full of gratitude, shared Henry's story, the man whose memory had inspired the quilt, her voice catching as she spoke of their shared dreams. That evening, if you liked this story, check out my channel for more heartwarming tales. Your support means the world to me.